I'm going to tell you about something that happened here at this location a few weeks ago. I'm trying to think how to put it in the right words. But I'd arrived here after in the late afternoon, so I'd had a look round and decided to stay until after dark. So I was scanning with the thermal and I saw a roe deer in the thermal. So I watched it and it was just walking along quite slowly. It's coming roughly in my direction, and then it angled sort of toward me. And I put a torch on it, and you can see the yellowy white eyes shine. So I thought, yeah, it's fine, perfect. Just continue to watch it. Recorded a bit of footage of it walking along, just to use for reference material for like comparison if I pick up anything a bit more interesting. So it came a bit closer. And just to my left then there's a tree line as well, and I must have to say I was sort of up a slope from it. So it comes along and I'm watching the thermal. I put a torch on it again and you can just make out the body in the darkness. Very well camouflage its colour against the background we have here, just all dark and light browns and faded greens and that. So yeah, you can just make it out and you see it. And then I looked at it again with a thermal, and then I picked the torch up again, and I was just shown, and there was this pair of green eyes between me and the roe deer. And I looked at it, I thought, that can't be the deer, because I know it has green eyes in torchlight. And I was showing the torch further along, and there's the roe deer. So sort of thought, what? Got the thermal again. Because, yeah, I could see the roe deer. And when I put the torch back to see where the eyes were, they'd gone. So I thought, well, it couldn't possibly be a cat because that roe deer is only like 20, 30 feet from it. So I dismissed it. I thought, oh, it couldn't have been. Now, bearing in mind, this is a location where in November it was quite lively. I don't know why. And I've actually still got a bit of thermal footage to share with you from that. And I've been doing some scaling work on it. So I think I've got it right now. So anyway, I dismissed what I'd seen. And I watched the deer go off then in the thermal. And waited a few more minutes. And I just thought, oh, well, I'll just head home now. So it did sort of come in and out of my mind over the following weeks and up until now. And I was thinking, why on earth would a roe deer come in close or be close to a cat? But then I was thinking, I've got a historical big cat sighting from about 40 years ago, and of a large dark grey cat walking through a field of sheep, and the sheep just weren't at all bothered by its presence. So obviously it wasn't in hunting mode, it wasn't hungry. And then there's another one I heard about, I think it was on one of the Rick Minter podcasts, somebody observing a large black cat again coming through a field of sheep, but it had its tail up like a cat does when it's happy, sort of thing, like sort of indicating no problem here, I'm just passing through. And again the sheep weren't bothered. So then I was thinking, well, if the cat was there and it was watching me and the deer wasn't bothered, does that mean just the cat wasn't in hunting mode? You know, the deer knew there was no threat from it, so it wasn't bothered. Because one other thing I did notice, when I was looking at the green eyes and I shone the torch then towards where the deer was looking at the direction of where this, whatever it was lying there, was. And then the deer looked up at me. And that's when I sort of thought, oh, it cannot be, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if the cat was, well, big green eyes, it's only one thing. But I mean, if it was, it'd come in pretty close to me without me knowing. So it just shows you how fly they are. But anyway, that's that. So I'm back here again today, and I'm just going to stay again till after dark. I'm going to have a walk around, see if there's anything. Because back in November, I was actually standing a bit further over, and I got a smell of something dead, and I still haven't found that carcass. But it'd be pretty hard to find it now because the smell have dissipated weeks ago. So what I'm doing is just randomly wandering around and in the hope that I find it. And I might do, you never know. So it is quite a big area here, but still, there's always that chance you'll find it. But anyway, that was that story. But I don't know if any other researchers have had anything like that happen to them. I'd be interested to know, actually. So, so I'm just going to have a walk around now and see what if anything's going on. I'm not going to check my cameras today. They've only been out 3 weeks. I'm going to leave them in another few weeks before I check them. But I might try a little experiment to try and lure anything curious in to the area where the cameras are, and I'll show you that later on. Quite a lot of scatter lying around here, mostly like this. Smaller segments, maybe an inch and a bit. Yeah, don't think it's fox anyway. That's quite a wide scrape and quite long. A foot long or something like that. Very busy little. There's some more scat. I don't think that's a fox. It's not got the tail on it. Oh, wait a minute though. Is that the little bit of tail there? Let's have a closer look. No, I don't think that's a tail. No, don't think that's fox. It's been very cold these past few days. It feels like nature's making a bed for snow, I think. The snow is good because that means we can go out looking for tracks. I would definitely like to put a camera on this trail, but I'm going to have to think about where it would be best so I can camouflage it adequately and have it covering the best angle. So what I'll do is I'll go away and think about that, and then I'll come back again another week and set it up. Right, I'm going to try a little lure here. I've got a camera just ahead of where I'm sitting now. So just using a glow stick. It'll be light for about 12 hours. So I shall just hang it on. Well, I would hang it on there if that didn't snap. Let's see. There. So that might bring in something that might be a bit curious. Might get a roe deer or a fox at least anyway. So we'll set one up on the other camera now. Right, so we'll just try one here as well. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock now, so 4 AM. These will have burnt out. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. And I'll collect them in when I come back for the cameras in a couple of weeks' time. Right, this video is probably getting on for 7 minutes now, so I'll wind it up with a bit of a story. And I was speaking to a couple who used to keep poultry when they lived in Perthshire. Now, they were well aware of cat activity, because as they told me, when you have poultry it attracts the big cats in. So what happened one night was there was a bit of a rumpus in the enclosure. So the lady of the house went out to have a look. She went in through the gate with shone a torch, and in the enclosure there was a big black cat, and it had a hen pinned to the ground with its paw, and it turned to look at her and took the walk back towards the fence, took a couple of steps towards the fence, then she said just leapt straight over this fence, never even brushed it. And that was a 7-foot fence, and it seemed pretty effortless as it did it. So that's a wee story there.